So, everybody loves to chase their goals. We all want to chase our dreams. We all have our desires. We have our desires in our career. We have our desires in our personal life. And I want to chat in this little session about some reflections that I've been having and in the lives of some of my coaching clients, some of the people that I work with, both in corporate, in business, in private lives, and some of the realizations that we are finding that might perhaps serve you in some way. So let's get into this. We have, on the one hand, our desires. We want to achieve certain goals in our personal or professional lives, in our careers. We want to achieve things for our family. We want to provide our families with nice things, nice education, a nice home. We want to find the love of our lives. We want to keep and be with the love of our lives. So many different things crop up in our lives where our desires propel us to move forward and achieve those goals. But then we have distractions. And distractions take so many different forms, and sometimes they're easy to spot, right? But then sometimes they're actually very, very difficult to spot what those distractions are because they come stealthily. Distractions can take the form of avoidance, avoiding the thing that we should do. Distractions could be decadence, enjoying so much the things that we have in front of us that we forget the longer term vision, the longer term goal. And how many times have you ended up doing something for short-term gain, for short-term pleasure, decadence, if you will, to satisfy your short-term desires? We've done this all, right? We've all done this. And we've then sacrificed or lost out on the longer-term picture. We missed the bigger picture. We didn't achieve our goal. We didn't get as far as we wanted in our thing because we were deviated. We were distracted by that thing. What I want to invite you to do is to start to see what distractions lie in your life. What things are distracting you? What is it that's causing you to feel distracted or deviated, or where you feel your energy is being dissipated? It could be people. There are certain people that are distracting you. It could be that if you're, for example, finding the love of your life, if you're looking for that special person, you're being deviated or distracted by Tinder or by short-term dating because you want to just get a fix, that romantic fix, instead of working on yourself, instead of really going within and refining our character, our being, and being comfortable by being alone and being with ourselves. We're too busy being distracted, finding the fix through speed dating, short-term dating, filling that gap. Maybe it's porn, maybe it's some other less healthy distraction. And that's just an example. For those of us who are trying to get in our career, how many times have you sacrificed doing what you really want to do because you just needed the short-term fix or the money, right? Many times, many of us have given up our passions and our desires because we needed short-term gain or money. We've done that with so many ways. We end up compromising because we're distracted or deviated, or our desires take us in a different direction. These are some of the challenges that we get. And I want to invite you to look and take a inspector's eye, as if you're a detective, and start to see where in our lives our desires, our goals, our healthy desires are being thwarted or disrupted. Notice the use of the word D a lot here. Desires, disruption, distraction, deviation. And we're coming to an antidote, an important remedy, and we'll come to that in a moment. Notice where your desires are causing you to dissipate your energy and fall short of your goals. And when you do that, there's a question I think we should ask, and that is, who are you being in that moment of deviation or distraction? Who are you being? What are you trying to fulfill? What wound are you trying to fulfill? What desire, what short-term gain do you achieve to get? What are you running away from? What are you deviating? What are you distracting yourself away from? Because there's something painful about that next step of your goal, that objective, that real healthy desire that you want. and that's causing you a problem and causing you to avoid something, and that's stopping you from going over where you want to be. Whichever area of that life it is, personally, professionally, romantically, spiritually, financially, right? But there is an antidote. That antidote is devotion. D for devotion. D is for devotion. Devotion is a powerful antidote to deviation, because when you are devoting your time to a fixed activity, to a predetermined thing that you have set your mind to, when you are determined and you apply devotion, notice these D's coming up, right? We've got short-term unhealthy desires, distraction, deviation, dissipation of energy over here, and this side we've got determination, and then that's followed through with devotion. See, determination is important. Of course we need determination, but if determination alone is there, we may still stumble. Our short-term desires and our deviations may get the better of us. But when we pair deviation, when we pair determination with devotion, now we have a powerful dual ally in our road towards our goals. And if you think of a mother or a motherly figure that you know in your life, somebody who's been like a mother to you, maybe not your own mother, or maybe somebody else's mother, invariably we find how they are so devoted to their children. So devoted. Maybe you're a parent and maybe you can relate to this. How are you devoted to the nurturing of your children? That devotion, the devotion of a mother, is regarded as one of the most highest forms of love, of unconditional love, nurturing, giving, sacrifice. And if we can use that as inspiration to absorb that devotion energy and bring that devotion into our life, those of you who are of a spiritual inclination will know already firsthand, I hope, the power of devotion in your personal spiritual practice, or in Sanskrit we call that our sadhana. The sadhana, that which is our spiritual practice, whichever race, religion, faith or background we are, if you have a spiritual practice, maybe it's journaling, maybe it's meditation, maybe it's prayer, maybe it's attending a church or a temple or a mosque, that is a form of devotion. And when we situate ourselves in devotion, when we aspire to have devotion in our lives, in those ways, in those spiritual ways, in motherly ways, in parental ways, we are able to cultivate the muscle of devotion. It is self-fulfilling. Just like a negative thing is self-fulfilling, a positive thing is self-fulfilling. And devotion is one of the best examples of this, that when we devote, when we embrace the devoting tendency and apply devotion to our craft, our work, our family, whatever our goal is, when we bring devotion to the table and when we pair devotion with determination, we start to see the results that we want. We start to move closer towards our goals. So I want to invite you to consider, when you're doing your audit of where you're dissipating energy, where you're being distracted and deviating, I want you to look at where in your life, in the past, you have applied devotion, or somebody that you know who you admire for bringing devotion and determination to the table, in whichever field of life it is, and see how you can bring that into your life, how we can double down on that, how we can start to apply it, at least in one area, and start with that. Start with just one area. Pick one area of your life and start to apply determination and devotion. And when you start, you'll build that muscle, and as that muscle builds, we can start to use it in other areas of our lives. So I hope that's been of value. This is me just freestyle sharing this wisdom, because I'm seeing it so much more in the lives of the people that I'm honored to meet, the clients that I'm honored to serve, the people that I speak to, the leaders that I work with, and I'm humbled by the devotion they bring to their craft. And I hope that you too can be a leader and fulfill your goals. As always, do remember to check out the podcast Urban Spirituality on iTunes, Spotify, Twitter, the YouTube channel of the same name, and check out hashtag Stress to Success and hashtag Urban Spirituality. I look forward to catching you on another walk on the wise side of wisdom. That's it from me. Peace out. Namaste.